It's hard to explain, but I don't understand why I'm so excited about a minivan, but the practicality in this thing is absolutely dead level. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is the 2023 Chrysler Pacifica. Specifically, this is the Touring L all-wheel drive trim. This one in spec comes just about $45,000. And before you click away, let me tell you, this thing blew my mind. The practicality in this thing is absolutely amazing. Stick around to the end of this video to see everything this thing's got to offer. It's amazing to realize why I'm so excited about this thing, and you'll see that in this video too. There's so many little things Chrysler did right with this. This thing seriously needs to be considered if you're in the market for a minivan. It's absolutely no surprise why I saw about 15 of them on my way here. So in this video, let's take a detailed tour of everything this thing has to offer. You'll be surprised. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you go ahead and like the video and subscribe? I make these videos every week and I really need to get to 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. Folks, let's talk about the front end here. Now, this thing hasn't been redesigned in a while, but it still looks amazing. Compare it to all of its competition, and I think this still looks good. I don't think they need a redesign here, and that says a lot. So first of all, let's start with the headlight module. You can see you have a daytime running light that almost wraps around the whole headlight module. Then you have your high and low beams in the middle, all LED again, and then your turn signal is right here in the middle. You also have fog lights at the very bottom down here, and in the middle here at the bottom, this is where all your sensors lie. So for your safety systems, your automatic radar cruise control, and so on. And under the Chrysler logo up here, there's a little black button thing. I think that's where your camera would live on the higher trims, where you have the 360-degree camera view, but this thing doesn't have it. So what do? They just put a little black thing on it to cover it up. Other than that, folks, there's really not much to talk about here. Let's move on. Next up, let's talk about the engine. So this is a 3.6 liter V6 that Chrysler Pacifica has had for a while now, and this is a pretty trusty and reliable engine in that regard. This thing is paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission, and it has 287 horsepower as well as 262 pound-feet of torque. And the fuel economy for this one, since it is an all-wheel drive, it's 17 city, 25 highway, and 20 combined. If you go for the front-wheel drive model, the fuel economy goes up to 19 city, 28 highway, and 22 combined. This thing also has a 19-gallon fuel tank, so if you multiply the 20 miles per gallon combined that you get in this all-wheel drive model, you get about 380 miles of range. All right, that's it. Let's move on.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. In this
Profile here. Not really much going on here. This does have a keyless entry system, so you just press these black buttons and it opens up the door for you automatically. You can also just pull it, and there's a big body character line going on in the middle here, and then there's another one just down there. Other than that, there's really not much going on, but I really do like the shape that this has. As I said, this hasn't been redesigned in a while, but it doesn't really need to be. I think this can go easily 4 more years. All right, next up, guys, let's quickly mention the wheels. So this thing has 18-inch wheels wrapped in a 245/60 R18 tires, and I think these are perfect for this thing. This is a minivan. Comfort should be a priority. So these 18-inch wheels on this minivan will be perfect for comfort. I really don't think they'll feel sporty at all, but that's not the priority here, right? So that's what you got here. All right, next up, let's talk about the back end here before we open up the trunk and get inside. So you have a Pacifica badge on the left there, you have an all-wheel drive badge to the right here, and then you have a rear view camera right under the Chrysler logo right there, and then you have a full light bar LED here that's going on across the back here. I really love those. Those are very underrated. And then finally, on this bumper here, you have these button-style ultrasonic parking sensors that alert you if you're getting too close to something and you're gonna hit it. So, all right, let's get inside. To open this tailgate up, simply put your hand in here. There's a button, press it, and then as long as you have the key, it goes up, opens up automatically. Now, one thing to note here is that the height of this thing is not adjustable. So as you can see, if I pull it down, it doesn't stay there. It just goes back up right where it was. So this is all you have. All right, so as per the usual deal, I'm gonna get inside here. Oh my God, that's a lot of space in here. Yeah, I could probably sleep in here. This is insane. I don't think I've ever seen this much space in any car. I reviewed the Honda Pilot just a couple of weeks ago and it had space under the cargo floor, but this is just on another level. And even though some people hate it because it just seems like a mommy mobile and like a midlife crisis vehicle, you just can't argue with the practicality here. All right, folks, while we're here, let's talk about what else you got in here. So here you have two hooks where you can use to tie stuff down to. On my left here, you have a 12-volt cigarette lighter style power outlet. To my right here, you have two pretty good sized cubbies here, I would say. And on this bottom cubby, you have a little storage panel inside. So if you open that up, you have a little funnel inside as well as a little strap that you can take out and use if you want to use. And then finally, on the right here, you have a button that automatically closes the tailgate. Now, one really cool thing about this one is when you press it, it gives you 2 beeps before it actually starts to close the tailgate. So it gives you time to walk away because it's over here and it's not up on the tailgate. That's pretty interesting. All right, guys, so while we're back here, let's quickly mention how to put these seats down. Very easy procedure. You first pull this one, drops the headset, then you just pull this, and that's it. Just one hand operation, very easy. Do the same thing over here. 1, and then 2, and there you go. It's completely flat. Now, I'm gonna get inside here and show you exactly how big this is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is pretty insane. I think I can actually sleep in here. People actually do sleep in their minivans, believe it or not. People live in their minivans sometimes. You can get even more space if you put these 2 seats down in the second row. Some minivans actually put these down or just lift them up towards the front seats, but this one actually stows them in the floor itself. So you get a completely flat floor without having to remove the seats from the van. I've never seen that before, and I'm amazed that this van can do that and the others can't. All right, guys. To stow these seats into the floor, first press this button, pushes the seat completely forward, and while it's doing that, lift this up. There you go. And then push these handrests up and then pull this little tag here. And that's it. Then you can put this back and you're done. I'll do the same thing over there and show you exactly how much space there is in here. Now for this model, the only thing different is this seat is manually operated, it's not electronic. So you got to move it forward all the way yourself and then come and do the same thing over here. So you lift this panel up, then you pull up the armrests and you pull the strap, that's the stow and go. Push it into the floor, pull this back, and you're done. Guys, check out how much space I just freed up. Look at that, completely flat floor, and I did not have to remove any seats from the car. This is pretty insane, man. Every minivan should be able to do this, but the fact that they can't gives this thing such an edge. And then to put the seat back up, you simply lift this thing, then again lift the strap, put it back, lift it up, put the armrest back and the headrest up, and then put this back and you're done. On this driver's side, the procedure is the same. You lift this panel up, pull the straps, push it up, armrests back, headrest up, and then press this button to put the driver's seat back where it was. Now the other side was manual, so you got to put it back manually, but that's it. Alrighty, let's talk about the interior, folks. This is soft leather. This seems like soft leather, but it's actually soft plastic, it seems. This is your 2% memory seat controls, very nice to see. These are your window controls. The first 2 are 1-click up and down, the second 2 are not. And then these are your mirror controls for the side mirrors. Let's quickly take a look at this power adjustable driver seat, guys. So this is an 8-way power adjustable seat, so this can go up and down, forward, back. The backrest can move forward and back. And then you also have this thigh support, which can also go up and down. And then you have a 4-way adjustable lumbar support, so that can go up and down as well as come out and in. That's really nice. Most manufacturers don't give you the up and down adjustment. All right, folks, here's your view from the driver's seat of the Chrysler Pacifica. All right, let's start it up. Foot on the brake, press the start button. Here you're looking at the signal stock on the left, wiper stock on the right. Here's your automatic radar cruise control and the safety systems over here, your media controls, and as well as your phone controls over here. These controls actually control that screen in the middle. And one cool thing I really want to show you guys is under the vehicle info menu, if you go all the way to the right here, it shows you your battery voltage. This actually tells you how much your battery is pushing out. Now this is really cool because if your battery is getting low, you can see that in the menu here and then take it for a long drive so your battery can charge up real quick. And if your battery is still not charging, then you know it's time to change the battery. Very nice to see that here. Alright, so to the left side of the steering wheel, you have your headlight controls as well as your brightness controls for the gauge cluster. This is your 10.1-inch center multimedia touchscreen. This is very quick to respond. It's not the fastest responding screen. It won't get in your way when you're trying to get something done here. So one thing I do want to mention is that the front 2 seats and the steering wheel are heated, but the only way to control that is through the touchscreen here. So you can control that here. That's for the heated seat, and this is for the heated steering wheel, as well as this control here for that side. There are no buttons for this setting, so unfortunately this is the only way you're going to be able to get that done. Now there's 2 interesting things I want to show you guys in here. First, you go to vehicle settings, then doors and locks, and then here it says first press of key fob unlocks. Then you have 2 options, the driver door only or all doors. Now this setting is actually very useful and I've never seen this before. So that's pretty interesting. The next one is under the seats and comfort section, and it's called auto on comfort. Now what this setting does is it looks at the temperature outside and the temperature you have set inside of the car here. And if you have this on, set to remote start, when you remote start the car, it looks at the temperature. If it's cold outside, it will automatically turn on the heated seat and heated steering wheel only when you remote start the car. But if you select all start, so once you get in here, turn on the car, again looks at the temperature, and if it thinks that you need heated seats and steering wheel, it will automatically turn that on. That is an amazing feature and I've never seen that before in any car. And then moving on down here, here are all of your physical controls. This is your gear shifter, your parking brake. This is your volume knob, as well as your audio system turn off button. And then this is your auto start stop button for the engine. So if your engine's been idling for a while and you have this on, it'll automatically turn off the engine to save gas. This is your parking sensor turn off button. So the ultrasonic button sensors that are at the rear of the car. So if you're trying to tow something, you need this off, otherwise it will constantly beep at you thinking you're about to run into it. This is your road departure mitigation system that you can turn off here. Traction control button. You can one-click mute your hazards and then screen off button. This is your tuner knob. And then these are your climate controls over here with a fan dial right there. And then down here you have 2 USB-C ports as well as 2 USB-A ports and an aux jack, which is getting really rare these days. Here's a small cubby that's not a wireless charger, it's just a cubby. Then you have another small cubby down there. And then here's a hidden storage if you want to store something in here. You can also keep some change in here as well. If you want to put your phone in there out of view, you can do that here. And then down there you have a cigarette lighter style power outlet. And look what we have down here. These are all the past versions of the Pacifica. And then you have a storage space over here and then 2 cup holders over here as well. And then behind the cup holders here, guys, you would think this is your center console, but if you look inside, well, that's not the center console. So what do you have under this thing? There is no center console. Well, if you put your hand here and you pull out these 2 cup holders, so you can open that much, or it can open all the way, and then you release even more storage under there. Now that's pretty cool, and I did not see that one coming. And then to the right here, the door panel construction is the same as the driver's side. And then down here is your glove box. Now for a minivan, that's a pretty small glove box, I'll have to be honest here. But what do you need? Insurance, registration, and manual, so that'll probably do. Up here you have a sunglass holder right there, and then you have this button which locks the 2 sliding doors so your kids can open them and get on your nerves. And then you can also open them from here, as well as open the tailgate from here. And this is to control the LEDs on either side. Now me as a 6-foot person, I fit just fine in these seats. I have plenty of knee room. The seat does recline back, but it does not slide forward or back. And behind the seats in the front, you have 2 mesh pockets as well as 2 USB-C and 2 USB-A ports. Up here on the right side of the ceiling, you have your second row climate controls, and then overhead you have your actual climate vents up there. Okay, so now to get in the third row, you have a latch here, you pull and push the seat forward. Now this seat here is designed so that if you have a car seat in here, you don't have to take it out to get in the third row. Not a lot of manufacturers think about it that way. Alright, so here we are in the third row of the Pacifica. As you can see, I still have about an inch or two of space here in front of my knees. And obviously my knees are a little bit high, so there's not a lot of thigh support. But I think you can probably fit 2 adults comfortably here. If you want to fit 3 adults, you probably can like do one of these and fit 3 adults in here. And if you do this, you probably don't want to stay here for 3 hours. But other than that, I think it's really comfortable back here. There's not a lot back here, no charging ports, just cup holders. There's climate vents up here for either side. And one thing to note is that this seat actually does not slide forward or back. So it's fixed in place once it's there. Because of the stow and go mechanism, you cannot slide it forward and back. Now that's one of the things you give up by having that mechanism. You know, one thing I couldn't verify because they don't have an 8-seater here is the fact that if you get a bench seat here, do you still get the stow and go seats or not? So this one is only a 7-seater. All the ones they had was 7-seater. So that's all I see here. All right, time to get out. I just wanted to quickly show you the key fob that you get with the Pacifica. This is your lock unlock buttons. This opens your tailgate. These 2 are for your second row sliding doors, and this is your automatic start. This is your panic button, and if you want to take the key out, you press this button. That releases the key from inside. And you can insert this key in the door if your key fob battery is dead to get inside the car. Alright folks, so this was the 2023 Pacifica. Let me know in the comments below, would you guys consider this if you're in the market for a minivan? And if you don't mind, why don't you leave a like and subscribe? It took me 4 hours to film this video here, and probably another 4 hours to edit it. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.